Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of booming travel worldwide. But first, it seems that yesterday's non-action by the US Fed on the official interest rate has masked some real long-term action by the Fed. It was highlighted in a footnote to a January 19 speech, the most talked about footnote ever in a Yellen announcement. It says that the Fed is tightening monetary policy without raising interest rates by allowing the maturity of their bond portfolio to shorten. She says this will have the same impact as two 25 basis point rate hikes in 2017. Rates are going up even though the Fed may not raise their benchmark. The number of Americans filing for jobless benefits fell more than expected last week to be more than 10% below the same data a year ago, pointing to a tightening labour market that should support their economy this year. American worker productivity rose for the second consecutive quarter to round out 2016, reversing a long stretch of declines. But the broader trend remains relatively weak. Non-farm business productivity, measured as the goods and services produced by workers per hour, increased at a 1.3% rate in the fourth quarter. The gain is slightly more than the average increase over the past decade, but it is a sharp slowdown from the third quarter's strong and upwardly revised 3.5% advance. Around the world, air travel is truly booming. The latest data for 2016 shows it up 6.2% in 2016, led by higher than 10% rises for Asia Pacific, Europe and the Middle East. International traffic levels grew by 6.7%. December alone grew by 9.7% for international flights. We're leading that. Auckland Airport traffic grew by 13.1% in December. And not only are we travelling by air, we're buying new cars at a very fast rate too. The January New Zealand new car data is out, and normally a quiet month smashed all records for a January. Car sales are up more than 10% from the same month a year ago and broke through the 10,000 level for the first time ever for this month. Local commercial vehicle sales were a record too. The Bank of England held its benchmark interest rate and all other policy positions, but it did raise its growth forecast for the UK economy to a lowly 2% in 2017, but less for further out years. The British currency fell on the news. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is lower at midday trading today, now at 2.46%. Oil prices are about $1 higher today than this time yesterday, now just under $54 for the US benchmark, while the Brent benchmark is just under $57 a barrel. The gold price is higher too, up $14 and now at $1,217 an ounce. The New Zealand dollar is higher as well, as the greenback has slipped and is now at 73 US cents. On the cross rates, we're at now 95.2 Aussie cents, and against the euro, 67.6 euro cents. The TWI is up slightly to 78.1. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.